Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Naren was singing, we were analyzing the song. Adorned with holiness, wisdom and love, by meditating on Him, man is delivered from grief. What is God? He is being explained. He is adorned with holiness, wisdom and love. What does he lack? Why these words are used? Because these words are the words that sanctify human life. The highest human excellence stands as the holiness. Holiness is something where there is no any kind of dirt, absolutely pure in essence. What is essence is there in the form of what we call chid ghana, kai. When we use the term ghana and maya, they are two different things. Chaitanya maya, chinmaya, chid ghana. Chinmaya is where excessive of Chaitanya is there. Like curry made, lot of salt is put. This is Lavana Maya. Lavana Ghana is except salt, nothing is there. A block of, like that. What is made up of? The divinity is manifesting at all levels in a person. In his mind, in his intellect, in his words, in his thoughts, in his feelings. Wherever you see, every body, mind, everything is divinized. And the divinity is radiating everywhere through peace, love, and sacrifice. Then we call it holiness. That holiness is what we receive by feeling the presence of God within us. Because He is the holiest thing which never gets contaminated. We thinking of Him, His holiness, just like thinking of light of the sun, we imitate all the other lights. Oh, it must be something like sunlight, night also. How much of illumination we started with small oil lamps, kerosene lamps. And now you see, after the electricity came into picture, night and day you don't find any difference at all. Whole house is lighted, around is lighted. So much so it is as if formerly we used to see small lights here and there, something like the moonlight at night. Darkness is there, yet such things are visible. Now it is not so. We are like that we go on thinking of the holiness of God, the inner impurities, imperfections, all this will go away. Inner dirt, kama krodhadi, the nature's, Prakriti's influences on us. The part of these things are inevitable part of creation and of the nature. Now, kama, krodha, anger, whole humanity dislikes that anger and everybody possesses it. Others showing anger, we don't tolerate. But we possess that anger within and express here and there. Anger, intolerance. Anybody becomes intolerant, oh, why is he intolerant? We ask this question, but we very often become intolerant. We possess it. So these which can never be eliminated because they are forces of nature. In animals also you see, in insects, here, there, how that conquest of that others, it will not tolerate others occupying or sharing the food material. Trees, you can see how the parasites cover and destroy the original tree. The roots go and entangle the other roots so that that other tree which is by the side will not get food. Slowly the tree will die away. These are dominating trees that they want to destroy the whole vegetation, leave themselves. How that nature, you see. In nature we find all these, the survival instinct on one side and destructive instinct on the other. So, but we grow beyond that. It will not stay in you. You become like Akasha. Everything, every object can be stayed. Akasha you cannot stay. As you evolve to your divinehood, slowly you will acquire all those things. All your inner kalmashas, defects, errors, imperfections, impurities, all go away. You become pure divine being. Now that holiness, God, wisdom. Wisdom is where we make minimum errors and we bring about perfect harmony. Wisdom alone brings harmony. Differences will remain. Now you just see in houses, one who has wisdom maintains the harmony. There will be clashes, this, that, and all. One person will be there who unites all, keeps them all together. With all differences, if you have wisdom, how to deal with these things, you will build up the harmony, and differences will remain as they are. Harmony is where differences remain, but they are in tune with each other in a particular way. Now you see thieves. Thieves join together. Their common tuning is thieving, looting, all these things, corruption, a gang of corruption. Like that, they move together, they are tuned to each other, they are independent and separate. But their nature is different, the purpose of corruption is different. A person may be taking corruption in an office and utilizing for a particular way of spending it. Most of the people to build their houses, enjoyments, this, that, and all, they take. But there are people who take the corruption because they, not from all, those who are wealthy and capable, they freely take and utilize for the suffering mankind whom they find, yes, he needs it, he has. It is an opportunity given to me to receive from him. He will not give to anybody because he is a rich man. Being a kanjus only, he has become rich. So he has, but he doesn't give. Otherwise, I will take here and give to these people. Like that, many are using that opportunity of all are utilizing. Everybody is a corrupt. So for what he is going to use? Like that, the differences are there, but all are in tune with each other because of the one common thing they are following, taking corruption. Like that, we see different. Wisdom is there, then harmony they bring about with all differences. You see, Sri Ramakrishna's main teaching, let all religions flourish by itself. Let them all grow. Let them all find their way. One more religion, let it come. Welcome. One more way of seeing God. One more opportunity for me to see God in another angle. And he wants no religion tolerates other religion to be there. And they condemn, they will say it's wrong. But Sri Ramakrishna says, it's a new way, it's a new way, a different way, a different way. Let all be there, like varieties of flowers and trees in the nature. Let the many religions be there, but let them be in harmony. What builds a harmony is common factor, the spirituality, spirit and matter. So when it comes to spirit, when it comes to divinity, it is all differences dissolved. This is wisdom. Wisdom is where it immediately builds up harmony in difference. Unity in when there is difference. Diversity, unity in diversity, all entirely. But there is unity. Varieties, let it remain. That is the plan of nature. How many species, how the eco-balance is maintained by nature. All beings, all things. Multifarious universe. In that if wisdom is not there. And this wisdom is shown in the divine with all perfection, with all beauty and calmness. Look, this wisdom. Everywhere wisdom, no conflicts, no problems. Every problem is an opportunity. And for people who don't like work and action, are seeking comfort, make a comfort zone and live in that, these people who are other people who are dipped in enjoyments, they feel every opportunity as problem. For a few, every problem is an opportunity. How we look at it, how we utilize it, how we are able to sacrifice. When the sacrifice and love comes into picture, then every problem is an opportunity. Otherwise, when a selfishness is there, comfort seeking is there, laziness is there, then everything is a problem. So we are the people who decide whether it is a problem or a opportunity. We can convert into any way. So here we see wisdom working. So this wisdom from God shines in the heart of the jiva, thinking of God. Similarly, love. Love is manifestation of the Atman through the core of our existence, the heart. All other things except time and love are products of nature. Even our senses which perceive. The tongue that talks and expresses. Everything belongs. Vak, Pani, Pada. Vak belongs to nature. But time appears with creation and dissolves with creation. It is not a product of creation, Srishti. The 24 cosmic principles belong to Srishti, in that love doesn't come into picture. Love is manifestation of the Atman through a bodily existence. The Chaitanya is flowing through the matter as love. So, God is, wherever there is love, it is God flowing out, Atman flowing out. But that when it is focused on anything that is worldly, anything that is pertains to the perishable thing, it immediately closes its aperture and drops of love come out. And all the joy and peace that is experienced is shared by the layers through which it passes. Body, mind, senses and all. Love becomes a source of enjoyment. With that it ends. But here it is not so. Love becomes an object of unity. All objects live together in perfect unity. Where there is love, there is unity. The interconnectedness of all jivas is experienced only by love. All jivas are interconnected. Nobody is escapable. All are expression of the same Chaitanya through different bodies. There is oneness at the root one, and branches are many. Leaves are many, but root is one. So that one root, we experience that all jivas have a common root, the God. This experience we find in so wisdom and love. By meditating on Him, man is delivered of grief. Why is delivered of grief? Because the identification with body dissolves. All expectations, demands and preferences, all those dissolve. He feels himself pure. He feels himself eternal. The touch of eternity, the touch of imperishable immortality dawns in his heart. So when he knows he is immortal, and body is mortal, he remains independent of the body, just like living in a house. A person is living in a house. And she can shift anytime, anywhere. Even house be dilapidated condition or fallen off also, nothing happens to that person. So much independent of the house, so much independent of the body. Now, when immortality and eternity shines in the awareness, no grief. For what should he grieve? What is perishable is not he. What is imperishable is he. What for should be there grief? No, nothing to lose, nothing to gain. He is Purna. When a person is Purna, all desires flow into him. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, you see, the second chapter, last shloka, how the water that flows into the Purna ocean, from all rivers flow into it without creating any commotion. It remains Purna. So that Purnatva he finds, so no, he doesn't find any grief. Just by meditating on God constantly, he gets identified with it. Je jar dhyan kore, she tar shraddha paye. One who meditates on God gets all the qualities of God in him. You just think, a bad thought comes into you, how it possesses and drives you to be bad. Like that, constant thought of divine makes you remain divine. Even with God, everything can be perishable, anything can be destructible. The whole Srishti goes back to its causal form. But God remains as He is. He is unchanging eternal reality, in whom the constantly changing universes appear and disappear. So he is free from grief. Of countenance, ever serene. Ever serene means not affected by external things. What does the external things do for us? The three things constantly shake us. The paristhiti, the external situations of life shake us. Then people around, they shake us. And then the bodily condition shakes us. Thoroughly, these three. How it works, you see. Something happens, my child has taken my car and made an accident, the situation, you see what will be the condition of the father. If child has met with an accident and the situation, how it shakes him, what to do, where to do. So these situations shake man, people around, they don't keep quiet. They will go on telling something or doing, insulting this, that, competitive spirit. They want to show off their greatness. Raga, dvesha, everywhere. In subtle ways it will be working. Then you can see it constantly disturbs us. People around. If they don't have a common ideal, because in world you see, in a house itself, there is no common ideal on which we are living now, at present condition. All are after the possessions and enjoyments. They have their own ways. Formerly, it was living for a cause. It was living for a purpose. Life was meant for a purpose. So there was common oneness. With all differences, there was common oneness on which they used to stand. But now it is not so. Each one has his own education, each one has his own path, each one has his own way of going. So there is lot of differences. So that will disturb us. People around will be constant problem. Situations will be constantly shaking us, and bodily condition, just a cold and cough sufficient. How it shakes, whole thing. No peace at all. You can't sleep, you cannot do anything. Just a old age, how it will be. Constant, all parts will be paining. All things, no cooperation. Even I am falling down, the understanding is that I am going to fall, but the reflexes to reach the brain, it takes time. It is not immediately like earlier in early life, how the body reacts to the external things. If fire is there, anything touches, immediately it takes off, because the signals are going so fast to brain and from brain, independently, without mind and senses, how they react. Now, to send the signals to go to brain, it takes time. After it comes to know, to take the hand out, it takes at least 4 times the time which he used to have in the early life. He knows he falls, but he cannot resist, because the signal to restore comes late, goes late, reaches the brain late, comes back late. So he understands he's falling and falls down before he can hold himself. There is no strength in the body. There is no recuperation, like charging. The energy is not getting charged. It gets immediately exhausted. Small amount, like old cells. How much can you it can bear the charges for short time. Like that body becomes. In that case, you see how the condition of that jiva will be, unless he becomes independent of the body and lives there happily. If body, I am not body. Just like in sleep, how peaceful he will be there with all pains. In waking state he will be. Mindness may remain a little like on objects, external objects. Yet, now suppose I have a motorcycle, somebody snatches and takes it away or steals it. Yes, feel my motorcycle has gone, but after all, motorcycle, let it go. But suppose somebody wants to take out your hand, how it will be? How much? It is I, that is mine. That mineness may give, I-ness will not be there on the body. It shifts off. He becomes independent of the bodily existence. Unless he attains this, he is body. So when that identity with body is still there, it will be most painful. When it goes off, he becomes free. So that sereneness on the countenance comes only when he is independent of the external situations of life, bodily existence, and independent of the all environmental conditions, the people around and all that situation, whether it is flood, it is this one, he is not worried. He may be worried about others, not about himself. So he is always serene. He runs and helps others, but inside that serenity doesn't go. Of countenance ever serene under all circumstances, all situations, ever. An inexhaustible ocean of virtue. What God is he is explaining. How Naren will be enjoying these songs, you see. Virtue. Virtue is where it is subjective expression of the objective world. Virtue to myself is different. Virtue is calculated with reference to external world. His virtuous person means no harm from him. All that he does is for welfare and good for others. He is seeking welfare. His own welfare, others' welfare, wherever there is no raga, dvesha, attachments and aversions. It is a virtue. So, virtuous person is harmless to the society and harmless to himself. Now, virtue as the subjective is calm and unaffected. Virtue as the objective expression, it benefits the society. Certain things are there which is, it doesn't affect the world, but affects him. Subjective and objective understanding. There we find the peace. I am peaceful within, but I cannot give that peace to others. Its peace is a purely subjective experience. Virtue is not like that. Virtue can be utilized or given to others. Peace cannot be given. I can radiate peace. Oh, he is a peaceful person, but I am suffering, remains there. In virtue, he wants others' welfare. That's why he is virtuous. He is called virtuous because he is harmless. So, others, this is subjective and objective aspect of the greatness. All qualities, you see, values, all these things are affecting. So, the inexhaustible ocean of virtue, God is inexhaustible ocean of virtue. He sees the same thing within. A man who meditates constantly on God, himself becomes pure and virtuous all the time. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.